real fast before the actual review begins, I should mention, I said I'd try to get some Star Wars gameplay, but honestly, there's no rule saying I have to play Star Wars. I mean, I love Battlefront 2, and that's what I would be playing. But last time I played it, I couldn't find really anyone playing it, so I just haven't jumped on it in a while. So here's some other random gameplay. And, yeah, I did watch this episode when it came out, the day of. I just haven't been able to make this video and get this video out, so the video's a bit late, but here it is, better late than never. Well, just finished episode 3 of Ahsoka, and we're starting the trend that I am not a fan of. You know, the first episode, 56 minutes, really good runtime. 44 minutes for episode 2, which is alright. Honestly, that's doable, I'd say. But now we're going down to 36 minutes, and taking into account credits and whatnot, it's realistically probably about 32 minutes, 33, 34. First off, this isn't airing on TV. There's no commercials. There's nothing to take away from the time. So it doesn't make sense to me why we get short episodes, especially when we know how the ending of this episode goes. You would think, well, surely you can fit the next episode or the next part, halfway part of the next episode into this one. Splitting some of these episodes apart the way they do with other shows of Star Wars just does not make sense to me. So that's one of my complaints. Well, I guess the other complaints just basically fit into runtime, basically, when it boils down to it. Overall, it's a decent episode. Not great. That's kind of how the show is for me right now. It's not great, but it's not bad, you know. It's not like it has a couple moments that are neat, but nothing sticks out right now. There's no direct hook yet, in my opinion. Like I've not seen one thing where it made me go, "Oh my god, I cannot wait for the next episode." You know, nothing like that. So but especially the fact that, you know, it's like let's just say 32 minutes for this episode. And I just watched it. Now I gotta wait another week for the next one. You know, that also factors into disappointment. It's just like, now I gotta wait until the next episode. At the very least, these episodes aren't garbage. So there's that. I mean, at least I'm not waiting a whole week for another garbage episode. I don't think any of these 3 episodes are bad by any means. I just don't think they're great. They have potential. Like, I like these characters as so far. I mean, there's not a whole lot to them unless you've watched Rebels, which I only watched part of the first season, and then I kind of stopped because I just got bored of it. But I mean, I heard it gets better, but you know, I ain't gonna sit there and watch hours upon hours just to get to the good stuff. You know, just like Andor, I lose interest, and it's like, why even finish it? You know, if I don't even care anymore. So yeah, which they never had a hook for me. I mean, then again, Rebels is a children's cartoon, where the Clone Wars was more mature, but you know, still a cartoon, but it was way more mature than Rebels, obviously. So Rebels appeals to a younger audience, while, you know, Clone Wars wasn't as young of an audience. But that being said, yeah, this show, not bad, but not great. Like, so far, out of 5 stars, I think the show's maybe 3, maybe 2.5. I think 2.5 might be too low, just rating the overall season right now, which isn't really a fair point at the moment because it's not finished. But so far, I think this is probably like a 3 out of 5. I think 2.5 is too low. But yeah, so you got, I'm just reading this, like the little summary of the episode, so not spoiling, but it says Hera tangles with the New Republic politics, while Ahsoka and Sabine Wren voyage to a distant planet. So, I mean, you read that and you just think, boring! Who cares about the New Republic? They're horrible. They always have been. So, yeah, anyways, besides that, like, it's just like, so I really hope the next episode picks up. I'm not sure if there's 6 episodes or if I think there's 8. I think I saw somewhere that there's 8. This show can't afford to have 6 episodes, because if we're halfway through it, then it's just like, oh my god, we're kind of getting into trouble here. But yeah, anyways, that's. I guess I'll move into spoilers now. Originally, I wasn't gonna do spoilers at all for any episode, but you know what? I'm gonna move into spoilers now, which they're not even that like heavy, and I mean, there's not really much you can spoil with this episode. But if you don't want to watch that, click off now. I'm moving into spoilers. So, yeah, Hera talks to the New Republic. I do not care about him, and Ahsoka trains Sabine some more. Just kind of tries to refreshing her memory of training, I guess, or something. And then the other main thing of the episode is, well, I should mention that Sabine's trying to use the Force to grab a coffee cup, and she doesn't get it. So I'm predicting by the end of the season, of course, she'll learn the Force and be able to use it. I mean, it's pretty obvious that it's coming. If they don't, I'll be surprised. But even then, it's nothing crazy that I will be shocked about. So it is what it is. But the other main thing of this episode is the space battle. Now, in my opinion, well, I should say more of a dogfight, if anything. Because space battles can be cool. I've never found much interest in them, but when you have full fleets going at it in Star Wars, yeah, it can be fun. It can be cool. I mean, Episode 3 of Star Wars is that whole space battle is just holy shit! What all this is going on? The Clone Wars is good every time having. I mean, you'll probably hear me praise Clone Wars every single video that I talk about Star Wars in general, because the Clone Wars, in my opinion, is the best we've gotten out of Star Wars yet. I think. Which some people might not agree with me when it comes to the old movies, when episodes 4, 5, and 6 were originally 1, 2, and 3. But I mean, honestly, I do believe the Clone Wars is the best that has come out of Star Wars yet. But I mean, even that had filler though. So getting back on topic to this episode, the dogfight, nothing crazy at all. The typical, I have to learn how to, guide the target and all that stuff. So. Very typical stuff that you'd see in anything else, especially Star Wars. And then, the obvious celebration. Ooh, I got one! It's just okay, I've seen it a million times. But, I mean, that's just me nagging on the show at this point. But, no, the dogfight isn't that interesting until Ahsoka actually gets out of the ship and is in space, kind of floating around, trying to block the ships. And it seems cool at first, but then I start thinking, and I can't remember what else has happened, and I want to say it's happened to something else. I'm just thinking, okay, but just shoot the ship instead of her. Stop trying to shoot her on the ship. Just shoot the ship. It'll blow up, and that would potentially kill her. And if it doesn't, she's stuck in space floating around. She only has so long to live. I mean, that'd be too easy, of course. But no, it seems pretty neat for what it is. And then she jumps up and then nags the ship, and yeah, it's neat. It is, but I don't think it's enough to. I just don't think it's enough, to be honest. That's simply as I can put it. I don't think it's enough. So I mean, only the 3rd episode. I'm still hopeful. I love the character Ahsoka. I think pretty much everyone does, which is crazy to think that originally Ahsoka was pretty much hated by everyone, it seems. When she was, everyone's like, oh my god, a new Padawan we don't care about, who asked for this? And then she became one of the most beloved Star Wars characters. I mean, she is great, but yeah. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. I'm hopeful that it gets better. I don't think it's bad yet, but nothing interesting is going on yet. I mean, the characters were interesting, but now we've seen them a few times, and they haven't done much of anything yet. Yeah, I don't like the run times. That's, it pissed me off when The Mandalorian had a 30-minute episode as well. It's just are you fucking serious? What the hell? I mean, it doesn't need to be long to the point of you're just throwing a bunch of filler in there to increase runtime, but surely you can write about some interesting stuff to boost the time. I mean, I waited a whole week for this, but that's just my opinion, I hate, if this was on TV and they had a certain amount they could only do, then sure, but this isn't on TV. This is on Disney Plus, Make a whole hour episode if you want. I don't care. I'll watch it. I'll love it. Unless it's just a bunch of boring shit. Don't do season 3 of The Mandalorian into a whole hour. Don't do that. But yeah, anyways, for real this time, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next Ahsoka video or whatever video I post next on this channel. So, yep, thanks for watching.